G'day guys. Okay, this is another day, another layout. Okay, what am I doing? I had a bit of a mind space there, sorry about that. Okay, so where am I? Today I am doing a layout that I've called Magical Day Out. This is about my day. My bestie has just come down from Mackay. It was a fleeting visit. It was for her other half's birthday. And they went to the Guns N' Roses concert, which is pretty damn cool. And they went to Australia. Over here in Australia, down the Gold Coast, we've got a thing called, a show called the Outback Spectacular. And it is amazing. I've never been. Members of my family have been. Karen's now been. And basically it's a horse... It's like a stadium and there's horses and they do all sort of, it tells a story pretty much, and they bring you your steak dinner or chicken dinner, whichever you prefer. It's all served to you, wine, beer, all that sort of bizzo, and it's amazing. Everyone that's ever been has told me that it is amazing and you really should go. So one of these days I will actually do that. So they were down for the weekend. Anyway, we ended up going to Mount Tamborine for the day, and it was nice and warm, let me say. It wasn't too bad. There was a little bit of a breeze, so it was okay. So I decided, while these photos are nice and fresh in my mind, I'm going to scrap them. And mainly because we had the most annoying little critter that decided he was going to bombard us and help himself to our lunch. So it was a frill neck lizard. Apologies if you don't like lizards or reptiles. Apologies. There is going to be photos coming up of said little guy. Look, he's honestly harmless. They look scary, but they're honestly harmless. Their claws, however, they are rather intimidating. And did I want it on my lap? No. Did I want it to get near the table? No. But he thought he'd help himself. And he climbed right up on that chair and sat next to my bestie. It was pretty funny. There was audible gasps at different points, let me tell you. It was quite amusing. And I noticed that everyone, once he jumped down off the chair, my husband, Jeff, and Karen, they sort of kept the conversation going in quite a very obvious manner. And then I worked out why. Because the damn lizard was literally right behind me. And it was like, if that thing goes up my leg, I'm going to freak out. It was so funny. But yeah, I mean, I have a reptile license. I don't like snakes, but we had a turtle. And Bruce has now gone to... When I say he's gone to a farm, he hasn't gone to the farm. He's gone to, there's a bloke up on the Sunshine Coast, and he has don't panic, I'm coming back. I'm just multitasking here, guys. So apologies. I am coming right back. Don't think that the video is broken. It really isn't. So there I am. See? So basically, so Bruce went up to there, and Bruce, who is actually a female, Brucette, is living her best life, having breeding and doing all those sorts of things after 9 or 10 years that she was with us. And yeah, she's in a beautiful natural environment now, which is fantastic. Now, what am I doing here? I have cut all these out. This is my dies that I bought, my stamps and dies that I bought a while back. They are the Paper Rose Lots of Leaves stamps and dies. So I bought both sets, like it all come together. It was a little bit of an investment, which I've said previously, but it's not something that everyone's going to go and spend $60 odd on a set of stamps. But as you can see, this is only half of what you get in the leaves and die set. So sorry, I've just done a couple of voiceovers and my voice is deciding it doesn't want to play anymore. Now, you get all different shapes of leaves. So there's also rounded leaves, if that makes sense. So you can literally make these whatever you like. Now, I have used Distress Oxide, Gathered Twigs, and Mowed Lawn. They're the two colours you can see on my piece of plastic there. Now, all I'm trying to do is, a couple of them they turned out, I didn't really like how they turned out. So I'm using a super, super fine brush, and it's one of my Montmartre brushes. There's probably, if I'm being fair, there's maybe 10 strands of bristle to these brushes. Like, they're super fine. And the reason I like using those is because when you stamp, you want the shape of the stamp to still be there, but you just want it to wick just ever so slightly. So you don't want to go in with too much water. And you can see where I have gone in with too much water. See those big ones at the top? That's where I've gone in and really over the top coloured it. And you can see every so often I'll come across with that paper towel, because what I'm actually doing there is I'm trying to remove the ink, and you can do that really easily with the Distress Oxides. Because they're a pigment and dye ink, you can actually use them to stamp, so you get a reasonably clear stamped image from them. Is it as clear as maybe the VersaFine ink? No, because it is a dye, it is a hybrid ink, so it doesn't give you as crystal clear precision with your dye, or with your stamp, sorry. But sorry, I was looking at the dyes when I said dye then. So it's not as crystal clear, but because I wanted them to have that sort of watercolored running between the brown and the green, I wanted that to come through. So yeah, I just added the tiniest, it wasn't even a blob of water on my brush. So, okay, so now this is a panel of wood. It's not real wood, obviously it's paper, but it's from the LEMONCRAFT Wood Patterns paper pad. Now, what I wanted to do is, I like the colour of the wood, but see, I'm just folding it and running the gathered twigs just on my finger dobber, just running it down in between. It just darkens the paper up ever so slightly, and it kind of allows it to all, see how it made it just that little bit darker, rather than at the very beginning it was a bit more sort of mushroom pink. It was sort of throwing those colours, and I didn't really want it to do that. Sorry, inserting frilled neck lizard photos. So all I'm doing here is I have a real issue with having things actually match. I'm very matchy. When I'm using a colour, for example, the gathered twigs, I actually want my borders of my photos and stuff to all be that same brown, because for me and for my eye, I think it appeals to me. So that's why I like doing it that way. Now, I'm just bordering these photos, because I apologise. So let me see, where am I at? That's right, I'm going to attach this down. Now, because I folded it, it's kind of a little bit rough, but I don't mind that, because it's supposed to be wood. I don't mind it having the grooves. So when you run your fingers across it now, where I folded it along the wood, it actually feels like separate planks of wood. So there's a tip. If you like using wood grain, try doing that, and it'll add extra texture to your page, but you haven't added any extra bulk. So that's a bonus. That was a happy little accident. So now I'm just running around the edges of the actual photos. I haven't mounted these. They have a white border on them, but I'm just running the gathered twigs around the edge just to tie it all in together. Sorry, I'm really thirsty today. Okay, so now I come in with all my leaves. So when I add my leaves, this does take me a little bit, and I did end up coming back. I ended I never do this. I always get a page done in one sitting. That's how I like to do things, because my mind likes to change my plans if I come back to it, and I'll undo things that I've already done, which there was nothing wrong with to start with. So I don't like coming back to things. So I was sticking things down using my T-square ruler, making sure those two outside lizard photos are level, because it would drive me crackers if they weren't. And even looking at them, it's difficult on the camera when I move the page slightly. Sometimes it looks like they might be crooked, but in real life they're not. So yeah. So what else can I tell you? What have I been up to? Let me tell you what I've been up to while I'm adding all these little bits and pieces of branches and leaves. Oh, first of all, Magical is from the thickers, the Patio Party. I'm trying so hard to use those up. I'm trying to use up my wordy thickers rather than just cutting a fresh one on the Cricut all the time. So I do end up moving that Magical up a little bit, as well as Day Out, because it's a bit low. But that comes up shortly. So while I'm doing all this, what have I been up to? I have opened my advent calendar. I've opened each and every parcel, which is amazing. Next year, if you've got the money, and if Cass does it again, which I hope she does, I ordered and paid for myself, so it's not a paid thing. I paid for it myself, an advent calendar. And I know when you look at an advent calendar and you see the price, like it was $140, right? And you look at it and go, whoa, that's a lot of supply. Like, oh, what if I don't like what's in there? I have actually gone through and I've opened each and every day, and I've recorded what's in each and every day. So you can see that, wow, the value is there. And it's not my biggest fear with ever ordering one from anywhere, because you can get them from all different places, is that it would be end of stock line stuff. It would be the stuff they couldn't sell. They're just going to chuck it in there. That's what I was concerned about. Cass and Jacques from Crazy Craft Obsessions have done it again. And I'm not paid to say this. I'm saying it because they are amazing. This advent calendar, I've recorded everything day by day and I've loaded them up. So each and every day, you guys will have a really short video. It's not long. It's a super short one, and it's on YouTube. It's all loaded up. So you'll be able to see 1 through to 25 on my advent opening, reveal, whatever you want to call it. Now, on that same note, Cass actually created a challenge, and she placed in the advent calendar a challenge for every day. So what I've gone through and what I've done is I've taken a photo of all those challenges, and I have asked Cass's permission to put this up. It is not my idea. They are not my challenges. They came in the advent calendar. I'm posting those up on Facebook so you guys can see. And if you want, if you're bored, if you have nothing, not everybody has lots of friends and family around Christmas time. Some people on Christmas Day may be in their scrap room. That might be what they're doing. So I figured I would load all of these challenges up, and it will give you something if you're stuck. If you want to do 1 or 2 of them, go for it. I will also, as I put them up on Facebook, if you can add your page, if you do the challenge, you can load it up to Facebook and we can all check it out. And it would be awesome to see how many people want to participate in it. I think Cass said she was going to maybe put it up on her wall as well, over on her Facebook group. I'm not too sure, but yeah, so that will be up, and that will be coming in December, starting on the 1st of December, which is 1st of December 2022, which is, that's a clock. let me see. That is starting in, we have 2 more sleeps. 2 more sleeps, people. And then we're in December. Do you count it like that? I'm a child. Okay, so I actually, other than having 3 children of my own, for 18 years, I actually did family daycare. And so being a child educator, I still revert back to things like, you know, when it gets to December, there's not days in December, there's how many more sleeps in December, because that's how kids think. You know, there's 5 more sleeps till Santa comes. You know, that's what they do. So I find myself doing that, and I catch myself almost every year. And I haven't done daycare for health reasons. I haven't done that for a few years now, and I miss it, but it's a season of my life that is over now. I've moved on, and yeah, I'm on to bigger, better, scrappy things. So as you can see, I'm adding a lot of leaves. Now, you may have saw as I was waffling on, there was some leaves and whatever. I ended up, and I didn't record, but I ended up cutting more leaves. So I ended up doing 4 more of every leaf again, because I felt like it was a bit too sparse, and I wanted it to look more like there was a shrub behind the wood panel and it was shooting up over the top. You know, like when you need to do your hedging and your hedge is starting to stick up over the top. That's what I went with. Now, this green splitty splatter, I don't do splatters, but look, can I have it noted? I did splatters. I did random splatters, and yes, I did get one on my photo, but that's okay. I got over myself. So I used the green mica spray that I've made myself, and I've also used a little bit of the leftover Distress Oxide in gathered twigs. Now I'm all done. I'm finished, blah, blah, blah. I did use the Sullivan's Aussie saying stamp too, by the way, down the bottom. I stamped it 3 times, and that's pretty cool. Those stamps are really, really good. I ended up getting those. You can see all the texture because I've added some 3D foam behind there. So 3D, where'd that come from? Oh my God, I think I need to go and have lunch. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. All the links will be in the description below, along with everything I've used. Will all be in the description below. Facebook group, Instagram, pop on over, say hi to everybody. We're a very friendly bunch. And I will chat to you again real soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Chat to you soon. Bye.